Hey everyone, welcome to Collector Chatter. We're here to talk about all of the latest Funko leaks.
Collecting is the way. Now let's chat.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Collector Chatter, episode 90. I am your host, Migs, here with my co-host Charlie. As always, we're back with a amazing video because this is one of the ones we used to love doing.
Yeah, we
Love
haven't in a
talking
while.
about drops and leaks and stuff, right? And honestly, with Funko specifically, which is where we kind of started off as this channel, we haven't had a lot of stuff that was exciting to talk about. And
We haven't.
now we got some leaks. We got a crazy list actually that has been going around on social media of it's basically like one of those like SKU type lists that you see like of inventory of like what's going to be potentially
Yep.
coming out, etc. And there's a ton of stuff. And I mean, we wanted to go, this episode pretty much just be mostly about that because there's a ton of stuff that's coming out. See if maybe some stuff that we're excited for or just, maybe stuff we're not excited for and kind of see where Funko's going into 2024 because now it seems like they're getting the ball moving with like putting out some products. We're going to kind of go through some of them. And then there's also some NFT stuff, a couple leak lists in that regards, which would
Yeah.
be kind of interesting. And then obviously a new drop that's coming out. And yeah, we'll go over a couple other things and then some other stuff later on that we're excited to talk about as well. So we could start off, Charlie. I think we're looking at the same
Yeah.
type of list here. So if you want, you can start off with maybe the top one. I know. So we'll post up the picture of again. This is just like text of the leak of like what these actually like these pops names and stuff are. But some of the stuff is kind of abbreviated, so bear with us if we don't know the exact names or what it's from, especially if it's like anime stuff.
Yeah, because
Um,
we're starting off with anime. And I
exactly.
I do know from DS, at least that means Demon Slayer.
Yes.
It looks like we're getting four new pops. And from looking at the characters, like, yeah, I don't want to butcher them, but like Nezeku is one of them, which it says demon form. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a character that already exists, but this is just like a new mold. It seems like a lot of the new. And once again, I'm not a Demon Slayer guy, unless they ultimately make a live action one, which maybe will get me into it, like I did with One Piece. But
Yeah. Right.
it just seems like everyone still loves these Funko Pops, and we're just getting more. So if you like Demon Slayer, I'd be pumped for this. I mean, I feel like it's as simple as that. Like they're continuing on with this line. Another thing in the beginning of this list, we have new Garfield pops, which
Mhm.
it's funny. Like we've gone from having like really no Garfield pops. They keep randomly pumping some out at the front of the run. We got that soda for New York
Oh
Comic
yeah.
Con. We got the Halloween one with him like with a cauldron, and now we're getting Garfield with a mug. And these are still from like I know there's a new Garfield movie coming out, which we're gonna get Funko Pops for, but this clearly says Pop Comics, so
Mhm.
it's not from that movie. And Garfield with Pookie. Um, I don't know what is your opinion on the Garfield Funko Pops? I feel like this is too many.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting that like what we didn't get like regular ones. We got like those sodas, which were like character versions
It's
and
just like the
stuff, which was
Disney Funko
interesting.
Pops.
Yeah, so it was like the same kind of thing where they didn't you always get like this as that or like him dressed up like Halloween, like you said. And at least now we're getting what it seems like probably are some like basic ones. Like obviously has like a mug and whatever. But yeah, there are the comic ones. When as soon as you said it, I didn't really look to see that it was Pop Comics, but I thought of the movie right away because obviously that's like the next thing that's,
Yeah,
going to be coming out. So if that has wave of stuff, then at that point it's like, oh damn, we got a ton of Garfield. But it is one of those random ones that yeah, we didn't have for the longest time. It's a classic, character that you would think we would have been had already. And now we're just starting to get a little bit of like a bunch of stuff that have to do with it. So, but I mean, like I'm a Garfield fan, like not crazy. Like I won't ever really go after these, but
yeah,
it'll be interesting
same.
to see what they look like. I mean, I think we should be getting some flocked ones. That would kind of be the
You would
most
think.
obvious choice, right?
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Not too crazy about those. And obviously the Demon Slayer stuff, I'm not like the biggest fan of Demon Slayer specifically. I know it's like, very popular and big. So I'm sure if you are, those probably are some pretty cool ones to have. But let us know. if
We're
you
also getting more. I find this interesting. So pretty sure it's Batman and Robin, Poison Ivy,
mhm.
and then Batman Forever, the Riddler. But these already exist, don't they? When they,
The I don't know if the poison ivy does. I mean, obviously we have poison ivy, but I don't know if that
I feel like when
specific
they
one
came out with all
does.
of those for the Batman anniversary, like these were two of the characters they made, but the Riddler says MT in parentheses, and I'm not sure. Do you know
Yeah,
what that means? Like, or have any
metallic
idea?
maybe.
Oh, that's definitely what it means.
Yeah, it's
So
probably
I guess
metallic.
that's the difference between that and the other one. I don't envision it being like a new mold.
Yeah, because we do have, like you said, the Riddler one for sure. I mean, I think we have the poison ivy. I don't just don't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure we have it.
Because I think what it was is that when that wave came out, I was so hyped, like, oh man, they were the movie accurate ones that were so
Yeah.
sick, even though like clearly some of those movies are a little trash. But it was just like cool to see them and they were done really well in the detail and everything. And I went and grabbed like all of them. And I just don't remember getting the poison ivy. Maybe I just didn't like it, or maybe I do have, I don't even freaking know what the amount of pops I have. But yeah, if it's a Riddler and it's metallic, like it's still probably pretty cool. I mean, it's obviously like the Jim Carrey Riddler, which is a cool looking character, especially because it's like the movie accurate one. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's another one of those things. Where it's like, well, it's just a variant. Like, is this just going to be kind of annoying and sit around? But I guess seeing it will be nice once we see what it actually looks like. But yeah, but we also have, so let's get into the next little section we have here. Some more animation stuff. This looks like it's Dragon Ball Super is probably what it is. I don't know like that long of an abbreviation. But we have a Gohan Beast with a chase, which I don't know what GW is. I don't know if that's glow. I don't know.
Glow. It's glow.
Is it glow? Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a glow in the dark chase. Then there's a orange Piccolo, which is an interesting one. They did make, I remember, I actually have it. It was a con exclusive green, like metallic green
Yeah.
one of him with like a chrome, like back when they had the 100 different chrome colored Thanos. And there's one with Piccolo. So yeah, I mean, Dragon Ball Z has so much. That wave is
So
freaking
many.
enormous. So like, yeah, we're getting more of those. Then we're gonna get a jumbo pop. So this one's pretty interesting. So there's a wave of Godzilla 70th, so like a 70th anniversary. So this is like OG
Yeah.
ones. Uh, but it was actually mix of years, which is a kind of cool
I
idea.
think these are cool.
So yeah, so there's a 1954 version of Godzilla, which obviously is like the oldest one, 70 years ago. Then we have a 1984 version, which has a chase. We have a 1999 version, a 2016 version. Those are all from like the different movies. And then the 1954 version, they're also going to come out with a jumbo size one, which I know they have a jumbo size because they actually have the King Kong and Godzilla one from the Kong versus Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
like the newer one. They have those in jumbo already. And that's like a really cool looking pop, especially in like a 10 inch. Like it just makes sense. Uh, so it'd be interesting to see like what really differentiates the differences from these movies. Like, is that one going to be like black and white? Like is it does the Godzilla look really that different than like the newer ones? Like it probably does. I just can't
Yeah.
really off the top of my mind
Yeah.
figure out if it
It'll
does.
be, I feel like the Batman pops is a good example of like all the different movies where they look, they're from that movie,
Hmm.
but it's still a Batman pop at the end of the day. I feel like that's what these will be like.
Yeah. But it's a cool idea. I like that I like this
Agreed.
is a cool way of doing it, like where they just drop them all at once. You got different stages. And like it's like if you're a completionist or you love Godzilla, you'll go after all of them. If you just, maybe go towards one or the other. The fact that one of them has a chase is a little like a cool thing. It's only one of them though that does, so they didn't overdo the chase, which is also
Agreed.
kind of good, I guess. And then the last one on this list, completely different. Now, these go so all over the place
Yeah.
when it comes to the
There's
lines.
no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, we're not doing these in like an order besides just reading where they're coming from. Is an NBA pop, and it is another Michael Jordan, and this is a Bulls, and it says RS,
I'm
which
trying to
I'm
think what
drawing
that's.
a blank on what that would be. Um, Rookie season, maybe. I don't know if that would be something that they would mark like that, but I mean, I don't know if they have one from like his rookie year. I don't know, but it's just coming up on their Pop NBA, and then another. like speaking of like Godzilla and Dragon Ball Z and stuff, there's a ton of Michael Jordan pops. Obviously,
Yeah,
they made a lot of him. I love all of them. I have majority of them actually, because there's like different stages, different uniforms, and different versions of him. So it's just gonna be interesting one to see like what this one exactly is. But it's another Michael Jordan pop if you're a fan of the GOAT. That's a good one to get, I'm sure.
completely agree. I'm still trying to figure out what RS stands for, though. I
Yeah, it
mean, you
has
may
to
be
stand
right.
for
If rookie
something.
season, that would be kind of cool. They've never really done that before where you could call it like a rookie. Like it would be cool if like a card was in the background like they do
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
Panini, but in a
Or
normal size Funko Pop.
even if the box itself, like I'm pointing at one here, you can see, but like even if like in the corner it said like rookie or something
Yeah,
like that, that'd be kind of cool because it would
some
almost be like if it was a card, but
exactly. All right, now we're back to another Batman pop, which is random on this list, but it's 85th anniversary and it's a two-face four pack, which makes you feel like is it going to be all different types of two faces,
yeah. I mean,
which
being
would
in
be
85th,
insane
maybe.
if one of them is Harvey Dent from The Dark Knight.
Wonder if they'll do that. Yeah, that would be a little crazy because that was like one pop you didn't think that was, obviously the NFT came out, but
I'm just like thinking off of here. So we have the Batman Forever version. We'd have like the animated series version. We'd have, I mean, what the one from like the original television show, and then the Dark Knight, and that's a
yeah,
four pack.
yeah, it's good. That's actually like I wonder what that's gonna look like. It's a random one to have as like a four pack.
I
Like you wouldn't think
completely agree.
like yeah, like if those were the four, which obviously they're like the four versions, it's just like does that like should they all be in a four pack? Does that make sense to do that? That's gonna be interesting.
It's an
But this whole
interesting
this whole little lineup
idea.
you have here has a lot of four packs. I see the
Yeah,
way they
this
listed
is
these.
complete. Yeah, this you're right. Something doesn't seem right about this because we're getting now we're into the Rudolph, like the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, stop motion, and it says Bumble four pack, Cody's four pack, Rudolph four pack, Santa four pack. I feel
But
like,
see that what that could be is those four in a four pack, which would make more sense with the Two Face, meaning that there's probably somewhere else maybe on this list
oh
the
yeah,
other
I wonder
three that are
if it
part
is
of it.
Poison Ivy and the Riddler.
Were they do they have four pack on
It
these ones?
doesn't say that, but you're right. I mean, I guess it would
True.
say that next to it.
Yeah.
Maybe there's somewhere else on
But
this
just with
list.
these Rudolph ones coming up, it just kind of makes sense. Like it's got to be those four are in a four pack because there's clearly
Totally.
not four versions of Rudolph.
Which I mean, they just recently came out with these pops around the holiday season, so now we're probably gonna get a four pack of them this holiday season.
Yeah, they
Which
love doing
like
that.
I feel like they should stop doing that. That should have been one thing with their new vision that they shouldn't do anymore, in my opinion. But um the next is Biddy Pop singles. So there's the
Hmm.
little blind bags, Mandalorian. You know my opinion on these. They've totally
Is
missed the
there
mark.
Mandalorian biddies?
They didn't come out yet, but you can like
Okay,
like there should be coming out any like you
so
can
they're gonna have
pre-order
a
them.
set. Okay.
Yep. Um this next Funko Pop is Ted Lasso being one of my favorite shows of all time. It's just so random. It's Roy Kent on bike. And it was like a big part in the last season. Like he never knew how to ride a bike. So he got taught how to ride one by Jamie. This does not need a Funko Pop. And I have every single Ted Lasso Funko Pop that's ever been made. And I just think this is just completely random, especially if it's like, I don't know if everyone's seen the Elmo Funko Pop that's going around on the trike for Tarkon, which I want that so bad. Like I've always wanted Sesame Street Funko Pops in my collection, but the OGs are just, kind of grails
Mm,
at this point. That is like a normal size Funko Pop in a big box, just like the NFT like Buddy you got.
yeah.
And I feel like they're gonna do this with the Roy Kent one. It's just like weird. I don't. These are weird. Like I don't feel like they should exist anymore.
Yeah, because it's not like a moment or something
Yeah.
that would make it bigger, right? So it's probably gonna be a regular size.
So and then we're getting another Ted Lasso. I don't know what they'll make him look like for this one because they've never really. I mean, they've changed him holding biscuits, holding the belief sign, whistle, no chase, like glasses, but there's a lot of Ted Lasso Funko Pops. So I'm ugh.
Surprised they made so many so fast because I remember when they first came out, I was like, oh, it's cool, they're coming out. And then now it's like that line is pretty big.
It is big. And like they were weird though, because like they went back and forth where it's like they're saying this is for season three. And I'm trying to think
Hmm.
of like the newest Funko Pops that just came out. It's still technically like season one. They never really
Oh
made
wow.
like a season two line. It's interesting. But I guess you can kind of say there's season two.
Hmm.
Even though all in all, I have enjoyed that line.
Cool.
And then
So that was the last one on there, right?
yep,
And
yep.
then we had some more anime stuff. We got Bleach. So Bleach obviously like an OG anime. We got Ichigo with a chase metallic. We got a Kisuke with Yoriochi. Then we got the Yoriochi Shihoin. I don't know any of these characters. I know Ichigo obviously is like the main one. There's another Ichigo with FB. I'm not sure what that is. Shikai, whatever that is. So that one's a keychain. The other three are going to be just like pops. And there's obviously a chase. Anime loves having chase options, like as we saw with the Dragon Ball Z. There's a chase option with one of them. So they kind of keep the chase thing alive when it comes to
Yeah,
pops. Like
agreed.
not many other lines have it, I feel like. But yeah, more stuff there. If you're Bleach fans, let us know because I know that's one of the OGs. Then we have a countdown calendar. This is coming up saying dual sides Nightmare Before Christmas, and I don't know what this necessarily means. Like I know we've had like advent calendars. I'm
Yeah.
assuming maybe that's what it is, even though they're calling it countdown calendar, and it says it's dual side. So that's kind of
I don't get what
interesting.
that
Yeah,
means.
again, we're also like, working through like like code words with some of this stuff. So again, these are all just like a leaked list. None of this is like legit official, nothing on Funko's website or anything. So in case you guys are a little confused, we're in the same boat because it was just the first time we're really seeing these like random lists of just like this is going to be coming out type stuff. But yeah, let us know if you know exactly what that means because that one's an interesting one. We got a pop games line, which will be Pokemon again. We got one. This is Greninja. I don't really know that one. I'm assuming that's one of the newer Pokemons. But that's another one that's going to be coming out. And then we have under the Pop Games line, Spider-Man 2. So this is interesting. This is obviously the big Spider-Man game that came out. There's going to be a Miles Morales and a Peter Parker suit, it says. So I'm assuming obviously those two main Spider-Man characters that are in the game, we're going to get like a version of them as a Funko Pop. So that's pretty cool. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I get so like I wish Funko, they're normally planned out so well with movies, but like the game at this point will have been out for so long. I don't think they made Spider-Man 2 video game Funko Pops. I really wish like they kind of came out when they were more relevant. I feel like these are going to come out and no one's going to really want them. That's just my opinion. Um, I think it's cool they're keeping making more Bleach. I mean, I don't watch Bleach, but I've heard that's like one of the best animes
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there. And I like if you're like an anime collector, you always have something to get, but they're always like creeping up on like it's just little by little. It's not just like, oh
Hmm.
my God, like if you're like
Like
a
Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, exactly. And I'm just curious, but I like the calendars. I thought it was weird. Funko did not make new advent calendars this year. They repurposed like I mean, you can repurpose it. Nothing is saying you can't, but they ever since they've started making those, they've come out with new ones every year. This year they didn't, but they advertised the year before ones as if they were new.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. They must have just had a ton of inventory.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they did. I mean, like personally, I think it's probably not something that like really sells like a ton. Like
Yeah,
obviously we both like it, and I'm sure there's fans out there, but I could you see them sometimes in Five Below, like just sitting around like after the
exactly.
fact. So like it kind of makes sense that maybe that's why they didn't come out with new ones, but maybe we'll get some new ones, at least based off of what this said. Um, but we can go to the next
This next thing on the
next little
list
section.
is actually blowing my mind right now because I didn't realize this when I was reading it. These are Bitty Pops, but they're rides.
Oh yeah, Bitty Pop Ride. Oh, what is it,
So
Harry Potter?
yeah, Harry Potter. And then we're getting, and I don't know what the HE stands for. I don't know if it's
With
or
he,
Hedwig maybe, or my I
maybe.
don't know. But the next one is an abbreviation, but I'm pretty sure it's Han Solo with Millennium Falcon for Biddy Pop for Star
Oh
Wars.
yeah.
Because it's funny when I first saw this list, I'm like, they already make all of these things. Like they already make Jack Skellington with the snowmobile, but they're all Biddy Pop rides. So
So they're basically redoing literally which is what they do with the Biddy Pops
yeah,
already. They are redone actual pops,
but this will be
but we're getting
interesting.
rides. Wow. And like
Um,
how are those coming out? Like individual, like that's
oh, but
in
oh, this
Biddies,
is
man.
cool though. So I'm getting excited because everyone, if you listen, you know I like the Biddy Pops. Migs does not like them, but these are more pop towns, which are the shelves. We're getting Lord of the Rings, the Shire,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming it'll look like the door, probably to like one of the
Hmm.
Hobbits houses, which that means we're
Yeah.
getting Lord of the Rings Biddy Pops. Those have not been announced yet. The
Here's this next one.
Simpsons freaking Quickie Mart. That's amazing. So we're gonna be they're going ham on these. They're going all out. And then we're getting Jack's house from the
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, like I said, I guess the jury's still out if these are doing well for them. I feel like they must have some sort of good sales for them to have known at this point to start like pumping all this stuff out. That's like
Yeah.
all I can think of. I mean,
They must be either that or like this is like okay, let's see how this goes. Like let's do something that accompanies these biddies so that like now they're like a thing. Like you can set them up on a wall. You can have multiple things and like kind of roll it out and then see where it goes, I guess. I don't know, maybe this was always in the works. But it is interesting to see the amount of stuff that we're getting now related to the damn biddies.
oh, and I also now know that I'm dumb. That's Harry Potter with the Hogwarts Express. That's what
Okay.
HE
Which
means.
exists, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Um, and then I have no idea what this is. BJ two
I'm
pop.
I'm going I'm going with Beetlejuice.
Oh, that's totally
Beetlejuice
what it
2.
is.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
okay. Because obviously Beetlejuice 2 will be coming out, but it like, it just says Pop 1, Pop 2, probably because it's so
Yep.
early on.
It's totally
Because
what it
obviously the
is.
movie is obviously the movie has not leaked anything outside. And even going into the list that I was gonna start going through, there's also like another Beetlejuice. This is a 2-pack. This is Pop 6. So obviously they have multiple pops that are gonna be in this wave. It's obviously a popular movie, and being that it's gonna be a sequel that's coming back after so long,
Yeah.
this makes sense that they're clearly going to just kind of pump out a bunch
Completely
of
agree.
product for it. Then we have some pop movies. So we have Dracula and Frankenstein, which these are Universal monsters. I'm assuming S5 is like series 5 maybe or something.
Yeah.
So maybe like just because it's another new version, because clearly we already have some versions of these Universal monsters. It's gonna be interesting to see what these look like because with these type of things, because they don't have continuous like sequels and movies and stuff, like I like when they just kind of leave it like with the OG stuff and maybe come out with them like another version.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's just a little too much. Like we don't need more Universal monsters. Like keep those being classics. Then we have a TV show. This is TZ 1959 narrator. Is that Twilight Zone?
Oh,
1959,
yeah,
the
probably.
narrator. Is
Good
that right?
looks. That is a sick pop. I want that.
So obviously, both of us being, Disney fans, that kind of fits into the ride. Tower of Terror, having that Twilight Zone, like that guy, like if that's exactly what it's gonna look
Yeah,
like,
Ron
like that'd be,
Sterling. Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. 1959, so obviously it'll probably be like, like a black and gray scale type of thing, I would assume. But yeah, that's an interesting one because I wouldn't have thought that they would have done that. You don't really think about it, but that's a cool one. If that's, I'm assuming that's probably what it is.
It's just weird that it wouldn't say Rod Serling. Um,
Yeah, just narrator, maybe the rights somehow or something that they don't.
yeah, interesting.
Yeah, we'll have to see like what it actually ties into. I would assume it's like the OG original
Yeah.
since it says 1959. We got some Smurfs. We got a Grouchy Smurf, Smurfette with a chase. We got a Vanity Smurf. So seems like we're getting some Smurfs and another random kind of line in reality.
Smurfs is making a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some more Smurf stuff coming out. And then yeah, back to the Batman 85th. Here's another one of those 4 packs of
Uh,
Batman.
Here we
So
go.
so far we've connected Batman and Two-Face as being in this 85th anniversary. Now, just being that it's Batman 85th is going to be interesting. Like, what do they what do they pick? It doesn't say movies. Oh, actually, that's a Biddy Pop.
Oh,
Does the other one say Biddy Pop? Did we miss that?
yep,
The
we
other one?
did.
Yeah, it did.
They're
Holy
all
crap.
bitty pops. So are the Rudolph ones. I'm
Okay.
just like not even like
Oh, wow. Yeah, we're just missing past a lot of the stuff. So, oh, yeah, the Rudolph ones too, and the Mandalorian.
it's weird. Well,
So,
I noticed the Mandalorian, but I didn't
yeah,
notice the
it's
other ones,
so
which is
weird.
weird.
So 4 pack meaning they're going to be sold in the set of
Yep.
four. So we already have Batman, but now we're just getting 85th anniversary. Now I don't really like this as much. I was actually a little bit more excited if it wasn't like that because we obviously have. Is it? It's not really animated Batman either, isn't it? Like a mix.
I have them over here. I'm looking at them really quick.
I know there's definitely animated ones,
I
animated
think that
series,
it's only animated and the original TV series. So it's
and a
only
TV series.
TV Batman.
So these will be like movie versions, I'm assuming, or something.
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's an interesting thing. So yeah, goddamn, Biddy Pops are just taking over this list right now.
they are.
Uh,
It's
but
insane.
yeah, that was that section. So
This next
uh
one I
next
find
one's interesting.
interesting because it says Papa Books. So it's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but like the actual book. I don't think there's a pop based off of that version.
No, but there's a Pop Books line, right? I feel like that's just kind of what they do when it has to do with a book.
I guess I can't
I don't know if this
it's
would be the
weird. I
first
can't
one.
really like think of what they are,
Yeah, obviously
but
Grinch with Max is what they're
I
doing.
think that's I feel like they only had made the soda with the Grinch from that, but I can be completely wrong and I probably am. Um then we're getting another pop comic cover, Marvel's 85th Captain America. I don't know. We've talked about this so much. I went from loving this line to I personally think they should stop making these,
Hmm.
unfortunately. We're then getting Pop Deluxe. We're getting Grinch with Bag. That's pretty cool. Him feeling the presence. Um, and then Pop Movies. Oh, it's Christmas Carol. So we're just in all Christmas here. Um,
Oh
so we're
yeah,
getting
Ghost of
Ghost of
Christmas
Christmas
Past. Yeah.
Past, Present, Yet to Come, Jacob Marley, and Scrooge. I mean, though I love that movie. I'm not. I'm curious what version of this it is.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm a sucker for Christmas pop, so I like these.
Yeah, it's a cool little set there. I'm sure they'll probably look really cool.
Yeah,
If I don't know if you noticed this, so some of these pages that we have these like leaks on are cut off a bit, but it seems like most of them are showing dates of June, July
yeah,
of this year. So those look like this is stuff that maybe in the summertime we'll start really officially start to get. So obviously, keep an eye out for that. But continuing on, there is some couple more Christmas things. We have some Rudolph. I think maybe that's wave two, maybe because obviously we
yep,
already have two Rudolph pop movie pops. Bumble and then Rudolph Sitting are the two that are on this part of the list. And then we have more movies. So we do have Shrek. This is 30th. Is it the 30th anniversary of Shrek?
wow,
Damn, that's crazy. So we have Donkey, Puss in Boots, and Shrek with Snake. So little set there. Then of course, more holiday stuff. We have some Star Wars holiday, Grogu and the Mandalorian. Clearly, they're gonna continue to always do them in the holiday type stuff. And then the last one on this side of the little list, we have a Pop TV. So show. This is
what
Beavis
is
and
it?
Cornholio.
Cornholio.
Oh man,
That's
that's a
amazing.
that's a throwback right there.
I am
Uh,
Cornholio. Oh,
which they do have a few, Beavis and Butthead pops, and I think some of them like Grails, right? Like
yeah,
so OG ones. So yeah, that's a that's a funny one if
that's
you
a
know
cool one.
anything of the show, yeah. But yeah, another random little set of stuff that we have coming out there. Which yeah, that's July, and then I think the next stuff we have coming are going to be more into like August and September. So these are probably
Yeah.
going to be later on.
we're getting more Pokemon, which, I love how there's obviously so many Pokemon you can make. They constantly just have like little waves here and there. These are, I honestly will butcher all these names because these are not Pokemon of my time, but we
Hmm.
got Blaziken, Spirigat, Spirigatio, and Teddiursa. There, I know I said all
Oh,
those
just
wrong.
random names, right?
Yeah. But they're cool. I mean, I feel like we're gonna get Funko um Pokemon Pops forever. Like it will never end. But I'm
Hmm.
cool with that. I even though I kind of wish they just made up one of the Pokemon and called it a day. We don't need Metallic. We don't need Pearl. We don't need Flock. Just like make one because there's so many. But
Hmm.
I guess they're trying to get their money's worth out of the molds. When they're getting another countdown calendar, it's interesting that they change them to 12 days, not 24.
Did the other one say 12 too?
It did.
Oh.
Um,
Well, it's also weird that it's a countdown calendar, not an advent calendar, like name wise. So,
you're right, because they've
like,
always
that's
called
odd
them advent
too.
calendars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only one that was ever completely different was the Halloween one, which was like the 13 days,
Yeah.
which obviously that was like a thing. But yeah, it is interesting.
And then we're getting more Blackpink Funko Pops, which I mean, I guess they're pretty popular, but I don't know how many people are buying their Funko Pops. It
Yeah.
says Lovesick Girl, so I'm assuming that's one of their out or like looks from a video or album.
Yeah. It's probably like an album. Um, then we have Pop Sanrio. What is that line?
That that's the brand. That's like Hello Kitty.
Ah, okay. Oh, yeah, HK. So, okay, so that's what Hello Kitty goes under. It's not like anime or any like
No, that is
thing like
legit.
that.
Well, it's weird. That would be it saying like Pop Disney. Like that is the brand.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize. I
It's
didn't realize the
weird that it
pop
says it
thing
though.
was named that way. Yeah.
I don't
Like,
think
does
the
the
box
box say
says
that?
that. I don't. Well, maybe I don't know. I'm gonna check right
Maybe.
now
I
while
don't
you're
have any
reading.
Hello Kitties. So there's a cinnamon roll, but it doesn't. It's a cinema roll. So I don't know if that's just the way they say it. Cinema roll. So that's one of them. Odd. This was pretty cool. So another
I'm pumped for this
Pop
one.
Books, and it's Elf on the Shelf, which I care less for Elf on the Shelf. We're not an Elf on the Shelf family right now, so I'm okay with not having to get that. It's another damn shelf Elf. But it's cool that they have that. Obviously, that's at this point, it's still like a very popular thing for the Christmas time for your kids. We got some more Marvel stuff. So again, to kind of add back into the holiday, there's a Groot. We have a Deadpool. We also have another part Marvel Spider-Man with open gift. Doesn't say holiday, so I'm not exactly what that one's going to be, exactly how it is. Then we got some more Mandalorian holiday. We got another Grogu Pram.
Advent
Like
calendar.
what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but now it's interesting. You see the last one on the list?
Oh, Advent Calendar. I'm like, wait. I was like, I'm thinking it was something with the Grogu. I'm like, what?
Oh yeah, Grogu and Pram
Yeah.
is him in like the like floating like
Oh, that thing,
stroller
yeah.
thingy. Yeah.
But which is crazy because I think the page before we are talking, there's going to be a Mandalorian and a Grogu holiday, and now we're getting another Grogu and then another Grogu. So like three Grogus already, like holiday. Like, come on,
Yeah,
that's
I
ridiculous.
agree.
But yes, like you said, then the next one on this list is Advent Calendar Pixar,
It's one.
W1. So that clearly kind of means that countdown calendar is probably something different.
Yeah.
Like I would assume it's not the like, actual advent calendar for like Christmas time. Pixar, do they make a Pixar one? There's a
No, I
Disney one,
this one
obviously. Like
actually I think is I will get this.
so, yeah, that's exciting. That's something I would definitely get to. My daughter likes doing. We did two advent calendars last year, not this past Christmas. Like you said, there wasn't anything new that came out. But that one seems pretty interesting because if there's going to be actual advent calendars, that's a pretty cool one. What do we got next?
Next we got Bitty Pop singles, Rudolph. So obviously the 4 packs were definitely what we were thinking before.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't like that they're doing this strategy. It should just be one or the other, in my opinion. We're then getting a Star Wars comic cover of Vader. No one really cares about these comics, and I'm a Star Wars collector. Like nothing, like I know I don't know. I just think it's weird that they've made this and other stuff rather than just like traditional comics.
Hmm.
But I don't need to keep saying that. We're getting Billie Jean Michael Jackson, which is sick. Even though
Hmm.
I'm still like, I mean, I know we talked about it a lot. We love Michael Jackson. It's insane how they went from like 0 to like 100 with this.
Yeah, they really went with every
I
song performance he's ever
I
done.
don't I'm actually like I don't like that. Like, do you? I mean, I know you're a huge fan, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it because
have
it's
you
like,
gotten all of them?
nah, there's two. I was actually, it's funny, I had them in my cart, the last one, two of the ones I didn't have yet. I think it was the Super Bowl one that
Yeah.
like released, and there was another one, and then that like diamond one came back out. Remember when it like sold out and like
Yeah.
disappeared? So that's like that was back on. I just never actually cashed out my cart, so I don't know if they're still available. But yeah, there were like maybe two or three that I don't have. I have like for the most part the other ones. But I mean, Billie Jean obviously I have to get it, and clearly I already have
Yeah,
like you
you got to
know
get them, but
but it is a lot. I mean, there's only a few more that I can think of that they could probably even do though. So maybe this is where it's kind of tail off. And if that's the case, then that's fine. So because they're not like repeating him. It's not like they're doing Michael
they're all different.
Jackson
Yep.
like the same song, but a different, like they're doing literally a completely different look.
Yep.
So that's the only reason I think it's like not as bad.
Okay. Then we're getting Snoop Dogg, Snoop on a stoop.
Hmm.
Just it's funny.
Yeah.
Um, then we're getting another Wednesday pop. Um, I don't remember who this character is.
Yeah, Raven. I don't know if I remember that either.
And then we're getting a Medusa pop and Zeus, and I'm assuming these are just like normal Greek mythology type things, like
Hmm.
not associated to a
The Zeus
movie,
is like a
which
moment though, so
okay.
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. And then we're getting Pop Heroes, Batman WZ Joker. I can't think of what WZ means off the top of my head.
No, I can't either.
There's just
Maybe
way too many Batman
it's
Funko
maybe it's a really
Pops.
like comic-y kind of one, but I can't think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's tons, obviously. Um, and then on the next list here we got Star Wars again. So we got a Star Wars pop. This is Boba Fett Glow. It's what's FL? You know what that is?
No, I don't
I
like
don't
these
know.
abbreviations.
Yeah, I know it's like
It's a
what the hell?
flock to Boba Fett
Is
that
it
glows
is it flock that glows?
or
What the
Florida.
hell? Then we got TV show, Arcane, Jinx, and another one, V. I don't really know much about that. Um, we have a Shrek. It says MM, so I'm not sure exactly what that
Movie
means,
moment.
but okay, movie moment, 30th, and it's a 12 piece. So that's I don't know, that's a random one.
That's
I
going
don't
to be
know
probably
that.
one of those huge ones.
Okay, like you build like a build a thing maybe or something.
Yep.
Okay, so that's interesting. That's a lot of pieces. Then we got some pocket pops. I still love making those. Rudolph tree holiday box. We got a Rudolph Cole. We have a Star Wars tree holiday box, and then we have a Star Wars Cole. So it's like Cole and holiday box are like two versions, I guess,
I'm
that they're making
confused
of
about this though,
multiple
because
ones.
like for the Rudolph Colts 12 piece.
Yeah, it's got to be like like something they're making, like being Cole. Maybe they come like even the holiday box. Like maybe they come. Maybe they're making, maybe they're those small little ones because they're pocket pops. So you know how they did the carrots?
Oh, yep.
So
Yep.
it's like probably something like that. They're coming in like a thing coal or something, and it's like for the holiday or something.
Okay, that's
It's
totally what
gotta
it
be,
is.
it's gotta be something like that. I don't really know, but guess we'll see.
More Batman. We're getting Batman Returns Catwoman, Batman Returns Penguin. I mean, these have all already been made. Even this has already been made. It's funny. I wonder if these are bitty pops and it's being cut off. Because we're going to be getting a TIE fighter with Vader. That's already
Oh
been made
yeah,
before.
yeah. I think they probably are. And then like even the Batman movie ones are probably the bitty
Yeah.
versions.
Then we're getting a Pink Panther. It's kind of cool.
Hmm.
Um, Scott Pilgrim, and there was a new anime series that's on Netflix.
Hmm.
So these are all new. All right, now we're getting to the Lord of the Rings bitty pops.
Hmm.
24 piece. So this is the single.
Single ones, yeah.
So this series is smaller than some of the other ones. Um, then we're getting Godzilla 70th 12 piece.
And that also, I think, says movie moment or something because it looks like it's a MM,
That's intense.
similar to what the other one was. Yeah, those are gonna be interesting to see like what actually are those because we're still like
I agree.
very pre stages of what is this stuff. Got some more Disney stuff. We got a Stitch holiday. So obviously a lot of this is holiday related because it's
Yeah.
clearly stuff that like is probably going to be announced in the summer for the holidays. Then we got some Harry Potter stuff. We got Harry Potter, we got Hermione, we got Ron, Dumbledore, and Hogwarts, and they all are GB. Is that one of the movies? Did I miss it?
No,
No.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that and there's four different ones, so I don't know if they're like connected somehow. Again, something to be interesting to see. Then we got Pop and Buddy, which I don't know if this is already what they have when you consider like a character and then like a small version or something when they put them in a two pack. But we do have Charlie Brown with Tree, and then we got like Snoopy with Woodstock. So that's gonna be interesting. Then we got Professor Hinkle with HP. I don't know what that is. FTS Series 2, whatever that is.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know.
missing on that one. That's something. Let us know if you guys know what
It's
that is. But
completely random.
that's definitely a random one. Then we got one more little set here.
Oh wow. This next one's sick. Goosebumps. The Haunted Mask Blacklight.
Mm, Black.
Um, that's pretty cool. I don't think we have any Goosebumps Funko Pops. Do we?
Don't think so.
So that is cool. Um, we're then gonna get Pop Deluxe, Snoopy in the Doghouse. That's pretty cool.
Hmm.
There are Peanuts Funko Pops, right?
Yeah, I want to say yes,
I'm searching
but
this right now. I know they made the sodas. There's just a lot that they're making. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they
there
obviously
there
did the
are. There's
sodas. Yeah,
totally.
some OG
There's
stuff, I
totally
think.
Funko Pops. Yeah, they're more OGs. Okay, so we got this. Oh, that's Frosty the Snowman is what FTS is.
Okay.
So we're getting Frosty, we're getting Karen. This is like set two. So
Oh, Professor Hinkle was what the
yeah,
other one was.
wasn't even thinking of that.
Yeah.
Rudolph flying. I don't know what this is. BTVS.
Spike
Oh, Buffy the
Punk.
Vampire Slayer.
Mm.
So they haven't made pops for that in a while. They're ruining like grails for people.
Hmm.
Um, Jujutsu Kaisen, 12
See, that
piece.
must not be movie moment. It
No,
has to be something
this
because
is a new thing, maybe?
yeah, because it's MM and there's an NM for the next one,
Yeah.
and they're 12 pieces again. PDQ,
And
whatever the
now
hell
it's
that is.
Mandalorian.
What is this code, Funko?
This is a new product.
It's got to be something, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So
Interesting.
that's very interesting. I mean, overall, definitely interesting. Like set, like it's a ton of stuff. It's obviously a lot of holiday,
Yeah.
somewhat related for the most part. There's obviously a couple other things sprinkled in there. Um, but it is an interesting list. And again, this is just like, just leaks. This is some stuff that's coming soon. Looks like summerish time is what these like things are dated and stuff. So I don't know. I'd love to hear what like people think out there. Like, what are you excited for on this list? Like, are you holiday Funko collectors? Because if so, like, there's a ton of stuff for you. What are these countdown calendars versus an advent calendar? Like, there's so many questions we have
Yeah.
because like it's so vague and we're just based off of like
There's
what we
no
think some of this
pictures. There's
is. Yeah, we're
yeah.
just like, I think it's this or it should be that. But again, we could be completely wrong on some of this stuff. Hopefully, we're kind of right on some of the stuff. It'd be interesting to see
Yeah.
if it comes back like that. But that was like the Funko Pop regular stuff. But we did have some other leaks. So this was going to be a very heavy leak
Yeah.
episode uh, in the NFT world. So obviously, back a long time ago, there was these like leak lists that had come out, which had, It and April Fool's, Dark Knight, Funko Halloween, Back to the Future, like all of those were leaked before they actually came out. And little by little, we were getting those sets, and it was like clockwork. Then it kind of slowed down. Looks like they kind of skipped a couple. We got majority of that list. I think the only ones we didn't end up getting was the holiday ones, remember? Which was
Yep, the
interesting because
holiday
we didn't,
Christmas and
yeah,
then
we
the
didn't get like the
25th
holiday one
anniversary.
and the 20th anniversary. So everything else off that list, and I think Rick and Morty never dropped either.
Nope, nope,
E-
you're right.
Everything else on that list like dropped, and obviously it was, somewhat popular, but then again, not as popular as we thought it would be, because NFTs are currently in a state of like, what the heck. So there are some more leaks that are coming out, and these are like another set of five, which are potentially going to be again leaks, um, but probably will come out from,
Yep,
it seems like it would make sense to do so. But yeah, we can go through this list, and I mean, let me know what you think, if you're excited for any of these more than the other. Um, I don't really know how I feel about them exactly. I don't think this is making me like, oh my God, NFTs are back. Because to me, I really, really, I really think overall they're dead in the sense of like they're gonna still be around and we'll get them, but like I don't think we're getting them back to like I
no,
don't
the
think it's
hype's
going back to
gone.
where we were. Like that is just like people are so like over them at this point. Even if they fix some of these issues, it's just like they're like an afterthought, I feel like, to a lot of people. Clearly, there's still collectors of them, and like we'll still collect here and there, but it's just crazy how this product, like if you think of its lifespan, like it was wild when you really like think about it. But anyways, more pop digital stuff. So first one's Star Trek Next Generation. So clearly a huge IP and something
Yep,
that's like, very popular, but I don't know if that'll hit. We obviously had Star Trek,
original series, like
like the
that's one of the
original one.
OG
Yeah, which
ones.
that came out, and obviously that was back when everything was hype and it was a big deal. I think you got some of those, right?
I did. I got the Grail
Yeah.
from that. That was like one of my. That's the first Grail I think I pulled. Yeah, I loved that set, and like
It was Blacklight as well, too,
they were all
right? Wasn't
blacklight, and
that?
that's when
Yeah.
blacklight was so cool. Like
Yeah.
that was like a cool. That was a really good underrated set. I'm actually surprised it's taken this long for Star Trek to come back out again.
hmm
It's cool that it's next generation. I don't know how this will do though. I don't know. I don't think Star Trek Funko Pops in general do very well. So
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. But what else we got on that
the
list?
next one we're getting Dungeons and Dragons Series 2. This is just not needed, in my opinion, at all. I don't
Uh,
even think the first one was hype. And even though they're super cool looking, but like this is them
the first
like
one was the actual like game and stuff, right? It wasn't the movie, was it?
it was, yeah, it was like the
Okay.
actual like game,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming this is too.
Yeah.
Even though you could kind of basically say it is the movie as well.
Yeah.
Like,
It's true.
I don't, it's just funny looking at this list. I'm like super hyped for one of them, and the rest of these are whatever. Two of
Yeah.
them, maybe another one I like,
Yeah,
but
even like the next one. So Batman,
yeah,
obviously, I'm definitely a huge Batman fan. We got Batman 85th anniversary hero. So Kelly, like we're hitting this state, like it's kind of crazy when you start seeing this happening a lot, but like we're hitting the stage of like anniversary time. Like there's this stuff has
yeah,
been around for so long. The only thing I think is like kind of funny, and I wanted to mention this before when like stuff was being like talked about or announced, is like what, I don't know if it's like the IPs or who like was running whatever, like what makes it like worthy of calling it an anniversary when it's like a random number sometimes, like 85, like why is 85? Like
yeah.
I would get 50 obviously on 100, maybe 75, but 85 just like it's such a like the 85th, like I don't know, am I just like
I feel like
left
when you
field
get
with that or
that
like
high up in the threshold and an IP, they're just gonna milk the crap out of it because this is definitely not coming from Funko. This is coming from Warner Brothers,
yeah,
and
that's what I figured. It's like their thing, but like what?
it's just a
Like,
reason to make merchandise. It's really
yeah,
as
it's so
simple as that.
random.
Um, and I do feel like for this set, not this NFT set in general, but as we were just talking about leaks, there was 85th Batman. They're gonna milk this hardcore. And I don't necessarily know. Like, we're probably gonna get pops that look exactly the same as stuff that already exists. Like I'm
Yeah.
try like
Yeah, because obviously if we're getting bitty versions, they're most likely going to be literally the pops that already exists in small versions. And then it's like these you would think are gonna be different, something kind of special about them. I mean, I'm excited to see what it looks like because I am still a Batman fan. So like I'm sure if the Freddy looks sick, like if there is a Freddy, like that would be awesome. But like it's gonna be, I don't know, it's just a weird one until we see more. Just by seeing the title, like the name
Yep.
about it's just to be this, it's kind of like I don't know if I should be excited or not. But what do you think
This
about the
next
next
one
one?
though, I'm pumped for this. Disney Afternoon. We get like, dude, if we get a Chippendale Rescue Ranger Funko Pop, I'll be super happy, and I will be going after this set hardcore. Like to me, this is an NFT line. Like it is niche. It is stuff there's not many Funko Pops of. They've made like a very few Tailspin Funko Pops, I believe. Obviously, we've had some Darkwing Duck, but like they have not explored like there are no Rescue Ranger Funko Pops, I don't believe. We can get
Mm.
like the
We have some
Goofy TV
sodas and
show.
some of those and some of those shows,
Yeah,
but we
but
don't have many Funko Pops.
not many. There's just not many of this at all. I think this is a home run. I do think I'm agreeing with you. I don't even if this is the greatest NFT set to ever live, there's not going to sell out anymore. That's
Yeah,
just over because they'll make tons of them anyway. But this to me, this actually probably should have been the first Disney NFT drop, if I'm being
yeah.
honest. I
And
think
it's
there would have been way
interesting.
more hype around it.
It's interesting to see like, is this gonna also be a drop exclusive? Because the last Disney one
I
was,
think so.
you know,
Yeah.
and that's kind of annoying as well. And then the last one is another April Fool's 2024.
Yeah.
So
I love this
you
set though.
know, we got that last year, kind of came out of nowhere. It was like a super crazy shock drop type of thing, which, is fitting for April Fools. But now it's being leaked again. So now that we know that the first one kind of came out, most likely we'll get another little set. Now, will it be super niche again with like a really small set with only like three or four things? Maybe that'll make it cool and better. I hope they don't just like overdo it because it would definitely be something that probably will not sell out if it's like too many. But I don't know. It's an interesting one to see kind of like what they even do because the other one was like very random with what
Yeah.
we were getting out
It
of it.
almost makes me feel like that I love that set. I actually think that was probably when we did our rankings, that was like one of my tops of the year. But I kind of liked how random and crazy and obscure that was. And I don't want to get an April Fool's every year.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Like,
say we don't need it again, and we definitely don't need it all the time. And it seems like that might be something they're gonna try to do.
yeah, which so sometimes I'm just like, are they, man, how are you so like not in tune with like what's going on? Like
Yeah,
it's crazy to me.
it's Funko. But let's transition quickly over to like the newest actual announced drop, just to quickly run through that. This is the next NFT drop, which will be, is there a date for this yet? Or was it
Yeah,
just kind of like,
I think it's next
yeah,
week.
looking at something, yeah.
I honestly
So
don't know because I don't care.
yeah, when I saw it, I was like kind of like, oh, this is like pretty cool. It's just like this isn't a bad time. I don't know. But anyways, it's Space Jam. I'm a
February
big Space
20th.
Jam. Okay. So I am a big Space Jam fan. I think these look great. Like, I mean, we got Swackhammer with the nerd looks, which is cool because they're all like around him. So it's like multiple little characters.
That one's
So that's
cool.
like a really sick. It's obviously the Grail at 9.99. It looks great. Colors look amazing. They literally look just like them. Then we got a Bugs Bunny, but he's like, like jacked up with the Toon Squad stuff on. We got a Daffy Duck, which is like just kind of a weird looking one of him. We got a Lola. Then we got a M2 Purple Monstar, which is interesting. There's only one Monstar, and they went with like,
They messed this up.
Lola and stuff. Yeah, so like they could have made it a little cooler, I think. But then the royalty is sick. I mean, the Freddie as the Toon Squad player, like he basically is like Michael Jordan, essentially. Like I think he's actually wearing Jordans. If I'm not mistaken, those are pretty sure those are Jordans. Um, and it's like him and like one of the best like small details to this, I don't know if you noticed this, but is the crown is like to the side.
Oh, yeah.
You notice that? It's like off cocked to the
Yep.
side, which is like pretty cool. Like
I
kind of
agree.
fits with the
I
whole
do like
thing.
this one.
And like yeah, it literally like I don't know, like even like just the way his hair is, like everything, like if I don't know if Freddy's have always looked like this, but I feel like if you threw glasses on him and a little bit of a beard, it kind of look like you, Charlie. They're jumping up, but like it looks really cool. So like it could be Chip basically. Uh, but like he's got the sweatband, he's got a Toon Squad jersey on. So like I love the royalty, but again, it's like the royalties are kind of like you can't necessarily easily just buy that off of someone. Like you
Yeah.
can, but it's not as easy. It's more like go collect all the stuff, which means you got to go damn buy all these packs. Uh, but yeah, I think it's cool. I actually like this. I think I probably like it more than you do. I'm like contemplating if I want to try to go after it or not, though. It's just gonna be interesting to see how big this damn line is because if it's huge and there's just so many packs,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be frustrating. Make it smaller. Like, come on, guys. But it is kind of a random one, honestly. I mean, clearly it's in the WB family. I'm sure it falls into that part, but I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I, I don't like the pops they chose. I think that's my problem. One
Yeah,
pop I would have included in this is Michael Jordan.
yeah.
All the Michael
I
Jordan
guess
pops.
that's what like the Ferrari was supposed to be, but yeah.
Yeah, but like all the Michael Jordan pops, I think I've even said this in an episode like a long time ago. Like, where's the space to Toon Squad and Michael Jordan? Like,
Yeah, they came out with LeBron one before they
yeah,
did.
LeBron got one that sits in Marshalls and no one wants it. So people want the Michael Jordan one. And I just don't like I was looking before, I'm like, what exists, what doesn't exist? Like the grill. I then this doesn't bother me, but this is exactly what they did for Disney with like the royalty Mickey. Like the grill of this already exists. It just doesn't have all the little guys around it, but it's the
Hmm.
exact same Funko Pop. That doesn't bother me, but like even like the Daffy Duck one,
Yeah,
I
Daffy
don't.
Duck one I think is the one I like the least,
Yeah,
even
I
less
don't
than
like it.
Lola.
The Lola one, like the Lola one's cool because I don't think they made a Lola in the original movie.
Hmm.
The original movie line is just totally random, I think, too. We don't have many, so I would have made some of the main characters or more of the Monstars.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that I don't like it. It's just random, and I don't think they did a great, like, the Freddy to me is like the best part of this.
Hmm. Yeah. It's literally like I'm almost positive that's a Michael Jordan mold. Like
It totally
literally
is.
exactly that same mold. But yeah, I think that's definitely the best one. Another like weird kind of thing is there's two pops in this line that have the same number, which is interesting. Um, the Bugs is number 257 and the royalties number 257,
Yeah, it's so weird.
which
It's
is kind
definitely a
of weird because
mistake.
they normally number them out. And the royalty will be like last, I think, of the set. But yeah, that's another like
Another
weird thing.
reason
But
I
yeah.
think this is weird though too is like I know you can't compare. The original is a classic and I absolutely love that movie. The new one was so bad and they made so many Funko Pops for that movie, unfortunately,
Hmm.
thinking it was going to be good and like no one bought them. And like I'm assuming that is because people didn't like the movie, but it
Hmm.
almost makes me feel like should we really have been making an NFT? I know it is of the original, but I don't think like these are not going to sell out.
Yeah. I also feel like not to just keep going back onto this,
Yeah,
but like when it's a line that there's so many characters, when you do NFT, like you have to be so specifically precise. Like, what are you gonna pick? Who are you gonna choose? And you're never gonna please everyone. So it's like,
that's
why do
very
you
true.
even do it? Like,
Yep.
why do you have to pick four characters or maybe five max of something that has like 20 options? Like, that just kind of like you're just already shooting yourself in the foot. Like, where people like us are
Yeah.
gonna kind of be like, well, you should have done this or you should have done that. Because there's other people that probably love some of these. But then if they were the other characters, they'd have been like, why'd you go with those? You know, it's just, I don't know. It's not really a win-win. But I want to switch to this last little topic here, being that the Super Bowl just
Yeah.
passed. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs again, back-to-back championships, which is pretty wild because it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
And I think this year actually, not because it's super sports talk, but it was probably not like thought of happening because I don't think they were.
No.
I mean, obviously there were still the Chiefs. People thought they had a chance, but for a while, I don't think they thought they were going to be the ones that were going to get to the Super Bowl, and they freaking won it again.
Well, it wasn't until the
Um,
fix was in with Taylor Swift. Come on.
yeah, yeah, that is when it kind of turned. Uh, but yeah, obviously, the Chiefs have been popular and everything with freaking Taylor Swift. I had a video a long time ago. Travis Kelce pop dropped and it just
Yep.
blew up right when the Taylor Swift stuff happened. Course. But mostly why I want to talk about is because, they came out with the Super Bowl championship like set, which they've been doing with a lot of previous sports championships. They did it actually last year, but it was with the Funko
Gold.
Gold, which was massive, like special edition box. Think it
And you
was
can still
so
buy
big.
it.
I forgot how big that thing was. I don't even know how much was that thing.
It was expensive. It was like a few
Yeah,
$100s.
yeah, and it was four giant golds in a giant box. Like super cool if you're like a diehard fan. Not super cool that it was gold, but like whatever. But we've gotten, sets like this before. We've gotten basketball one with the Nuggets when they won the championship, which was what I think it was one of the first ones we saw as a 4 pack for pops.
Yep, it
We
was.
were like, oh, this is cool. Um, the Rangers did it, right, for the
Yep.
baseball, so they kind of follow along. So it's kind of been a thing. Hockey did it, but they did it a little differently. They did an individual
The
pop.
way it should be done.
I know we've talked about that before. I mean, even basketball, like, because I actually own, there's a Steph Curry one where he's holding their Brian like
Yeah, I wanted to
trophy.
bring that up. But they just
Yeah,
made it like
which is
randomly.
but that was random. That wasn't like, oh, they won and let's drop it. So I like this. I do like that they do this like they clearly have these. I mean, it's just a picture, so it's not necessarily means that they're made yet, because I'm sure you have to pre-order them.
Yeah,
But they obviously have these for both teams, and it's like once a winner comes out, boom, they announce it right away. It's cool. It's announced right away. It's the same thing you do when you see
which
all
I
the
love.
championship hats and the shirts and everything right away on the site. So it's like, go
Yes.
get your championship things. That's always like been a big thing. But we have one here with the Chiefs: Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Isaiah Pacheco, and Chris Jones. They obviously went with big names. Clearly Mahomes and Kelce. I like Pacheco being one of them. I don't think he has a pop yet, and he's really been blown up. I mean, represent Pacheco from Jersey, Newark
Yeah.
area, like over here. He's also Puerto Rican, so that was pretty cool. And then Chris Jones is a big name, obviously on the defensive side, so they obviously had to throw him in there. I like this box. I like the way it looks. I like that it's a set. I just hate, and I told you this, it's such a stupid thing, but I just hate
I agree
that
with you.
Mahomes doesn't have a helmet and the other three have a helmet,
It's
only
dumb.
because the way it just looks so odd. It just is not proportioned right. It's just weird. And I think it should have been all of them without a helmet, probably, because I like them better without helmets, or all of them with a helmet. And I don't know, like I think you agree, but what do you think of this set in general, or just
I
kind of
mean, I completely agree with you about the helmet. It just looks stupid. It's
it's
just
so
dumb.
weird.
It's like this isn't backyard football like playground with Pat Mahomes. Like it just that wouldn't be he wouldn't look like that, which I just don't like. They're trying to make it like, oh, because of his hair or whatever, but he doesn't even he
Yeah.
doesn't look it's just I
But
don't
like I
like that.
said, make all of them like that because
Yeah,
Pacheco has kind of cool hair. So like, okay, make all of them just not have
agreed.
a helmet. It just would look better, more uniform.
But I don't I'm on the opposite side of the fence, I think, with you in terms of these big 4 packs. And I'm gonna sit here and lie. If it was the Jets, I would buy it immediately. But with that being said, when they teased the picture, and we were talking about
Yeah.
this on our own, and I should have known you were right when the 4 pack came out, but when I saw the silhouette of just like one player, I was like, oh wow, they're gonna do like a one pop. And if they did what they did with the NHL, I actually think this would probably be one of my most favorite things that I look forward to is being able to get a championship Funko Pop. When it's funny, when I was little, whoever won the World Series, my dad used to get me a fitted hat of them, and it was like a cool little tradition. And if they did that with these Funko Pops, I actually think they'd be more popular for everyone because it'd be a cheaper price tag. Um, and I do feel like I'm not alone here saying it could be like a fun thing to collect. No one's going to be buying these massive packs for even it doesn't matter how big of a sports fan you are. I mean, I know we're both big sports fans. We both like collecting sports Funko Pops, but I even look at yourself like you collect way more random players than I do. And I know you don't really have any interest in it. With that, to me, shows that they shouldn't be doing it because I do assume, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if they came out with just a Pat Mahomes one with him holding Lombardi trophy, would you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It would
so
have
would I.
been, yeah, it would have been something I probably would, because like, yeah, you said I have like literally I have a Kelsey pop. I have a Mahomes pop. I would get a Pacheco pop if they just had a solo one of him, just because I would. But like you said, being that it is a 4 pack, it's a pretty big commitment. Price tag is obviously higher, and you got to have like space for this big box, and it's like you got to probably be a diehard person. Now, clearly, I honestly think that's what they're going for. They're not doing this so that the casuals and stuff could just grab it. I
Yeah.
don't think. I mean, it's being sold on Fanatics. Like that's clearly, you have to go to the Chiefs section to buy it. Like,
Yep.
so like it makes sense for being a diehard Chiefs fan to get it. But even them, I don't know, the price point and like it's probably not going to sell out because even I mean the gold one clearly that's just
Yeah.
ridiculous looking, but that didn't sell out. Like we said, you could still get it. I don't know if you can still get the Rangers
The
one
Rangers
or
you
the
can because
Nuggets.
they suck,
Okay.
but the Nuggets one you can't.
All right, Nuggets one's gone.
Which
So
I'm
yeah, so it's
actually
like,
surprised about.
and they're not piece counted, which that would probably make them a little bit more enticing. Like if they were actually,
I agree.
well, the gold one I think it was
The gold
counted
one was.
2023 or whatever, like the year.
Yeah.
This one I don't think they did that. So even 2000 is still kind of a decent number, but I don't think they did that. Uh, it's just interesting, but it's clearly something they're going to be doing. I mean, it looks like they're going to continue on with other sports. It's weird that, hockey didn't necessarily do it. I kind of had my own little take on like, obviously if you're a diehard hockey fan, you probably know more players than your casual person, but to me, I just feel like there are some hockey teams that have maybe one or two big names, and then like, I guess you could toss in another random person versus where like some of these other sports are a little bit more
Yep.
popular to the masses. Um, but yeah, it's interesting to see like what they're gonna do for the next championship, which will be basketball, I think, right? At this
Yep.
point. Probably be the next well between
That or the
basketball and
Stanley Cup.
hockey.
Yep.
Yeah, between basketball and hockey around the same time. To see like how they also, drop
Which,
it. And the thing about
speaking of
Stanley
that,
Cup was cool because that
that
box
sold
also
out.
had that one sold out. Okay. And that was a single one. So like, yeah, that would make sense. Like I think if it was just Pat Mahomes and he's there and you see the trophy and he's holding it like they did with the Stanley Cup, like totally would be sick. Like technically they could still do that like they did with the Steph Curry one.
Yep.
Um, but I don't hate these sets. Doesn't mean I'm gonna get them all. Like you said, I don't really have any of them. Now, obviously the Falcons won, I'm getting it. The Yankees won, I'm getting it.
Yep.
Like I'm
Yep.
100% getting those. But that's because I'm a diehard fan of that. But it does not appeal to the type of collectors that we are, where we do like other sports stuff. It's just not something we're probably gonna go running after just to be a completionist of sports pops. But it's an interesting one. And then I know we want to end with this because we didn't talk about it because we were off last week, but we did want to talk about it a little bit because it kind of ties to this as well. Um, and it is, excuse me, the Jason Kelce pop, and mostly for two reasons. One, it's a sick pop.
Yeah. It's
It's of
amazing.
something that has never really happened in Funko. Like, have they've never really
Oh,
I mean, they kind of have, I guess, when you look at like memes that became Funko Pops or like the This Is Fine Dog that was popular and then became a pop,
yeah.
So I get like that part of it. So it's not like
Well,
for
it's
the
weird because
first time.
he doesn't even have an NFL pop.
But yeah, but that's the thing. It's like it's a character. It's an actual player. He doesn't already have a pop, which he should have a pop. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
great player. He's obviously a Hall of
Ridiculous.
Famer. But it was an awesome moment. The way it was put together was funny, and it was like, oh, would this be awesome if this was a pop? And then all of a sudden, they actually made it a pop. So it was a little like kind of weird the way they did that. And obviously, if you guys did not see it, it's from the moment of the champion. I think the AFC Championship game, and he's out there with his chest out with the hair, and he's holding a beer even, and
It's
he's like
amazing.
screaming, no shirt on. So super cool one. He's obviously like even during the Super Bowl. I don't know if you saw the after
Yeah.
party and some of the stuff he was doing. Like this guy, like you need to protect this man at all costs. Like this guy is amazing.
With his
Like he really
luchador
is.
mask
Oh,
on.
he is so great. Maybe there'll be a chase with that.
They
But
should.
either way, the cool thing about it is obviously they did that. But then secondly, Funko decided first time ever they did a pre-order. They've never pre-ordered pops
No.
through them, which has always been so odd. I've always thought it was weird. And we would get Entertainment Earth being their like go-to, like that's where they always threw stuff to like go pre-order to them. But through Funko.com on the Funko shop, you were able to pre-order this. And they only gave you a certain amount of days, which I like that because it's
Yep.
like, they are clearly going to make a certain amount of them. And then if you pre-ordered it, you get it. But I don't know what your thoughts of the pop and what are your thoughts of the pre-order thing because it
Yeah, I mean, I
definitely
loved it.
different.
I got it immediately. Also, some of the
Yeah,
proceeds go
same.
to children's hospital charity, I believe, which
Oh, nice.
is super cool. I do think they should be doing this more often, and I'm happy
Hmm.
we are talking about this because I think they could do this with the sports championships too. If they don't want to be stuck with them, they could be like, or this is how you make it more special. It's like, okay, we know who won MVP now of the game. You throw it up, an image, and you can get a Funko artist designer to be on call to make that pretty
Oh
quick.
yeah, as just a pre-order like
Yeah.
mold, yeah, for sure.
Um, and the reason I just bring that up is I do think the pre-order concept for stuff like this, Funko should do more often. I mean, I
Hmm.
know they don't typically just do normal pre-orders of products we know that are coming out, but I think this kind of gauges then how many they need to make, and they don't really have wasted inventory. They almost
Hmm.
should be doing this for more often than not for some other
Yeah,
stuff.
a
So
lot of
I
big
loved it.
major drops for sure.
I thought it was super cool.
Yeah. Very excited to see what that looks like. And because obviously we still only really have the mock-up like
Yep.
of it. So we don't know like what it'll really look like as a pop, but it's definitely cool. Very excited. I'm actually excited how like are they gonna name it just like Jason Kelsey, or is it gonna say something kind of
Yeah.
like play on what's going on? But yeah, that's gonna be it. I mean, packed episode with like
Yeah.
tons of stuff that is being leaked and like out there. Let us definitely know what you guys think of, what are your thoughts on some of the leaks lists that we were talking about, some of the holiday stuff that we were talking about. Are you excited for some of that stuff? Some of these maybe new lines or new waves of things that we don't know, certain products that maybe we just haven't seen yet. Like, are they going to be brand new? The NFT stuff is obviously still hot out there in the world, as may not be as popular in the sense of like love out there, but it's still being talked about in the funk community because it's still very controversial. We got a new drop coming out as well. And then obviously with the football stuff, like let us know what you think about, the Super Bowl packs or the championship sets. Like, are you fans of that? I think I do own one set and it's the Wayne Gretzky four
Oh,
pack.
I have that too, actually.
Yeah, which I think this is like such a cool. I mean, like, come
Yeah.
on, like I'm not even a huge hockey fan, but like that's just
That
like
one's
something to
cool.
me. And it was so great, like the different teams, like that just was so perfect. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about any of this kind of stuff and the Chiefs of what they want and stuff, and then the Jason Kelsey stuff. And I was just shocked they didn't drop like a Taylor Swift in a Chiefs uniform pop because she doesn't even have a pop, right? At all.
No,
So
she
like
obviously
this would be
doesn't
their
want it,
time.
but
Yeah, but this would have been the time for them to like figure out a way to get her a damn pop,
they
and it would have
totally
been
should because they
hilarious.
could do the
Yeah.
Michael Jackson treatment to her.
Oh, so for
And
her own pop, so
I
100%.
mean,
Yeah.
quite frankly, they should be doing, I've said this before, anything in their power to get a Funko Pops of her. You'll get people who have never bought Funko Pops ever in their entire life. They'll buy Funko Pops.
Huh? So
Funko,
get on it. Get
what are you
on it.
doing?
Figure it out. It's probably gonna cost you a lot of money, but figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be it for the episode. Episode 90. Thank you guys for being here with us. Really appreciate all of the support. Make sure you do all the great stuff. Like down below, comment, do all that great
All
stuff, and
that jazz.
subscribe to the channel. The YouTube stuff. And Charlie will let you know where to follow us as well, and all of our socials and everything like that. But yeah, it's gonna be it.
Yeah, so you can follow us at Collector Chatter on Instagram and then at pop_Migs and at Collector_Charlie on Instagram as well. And like Meg said, make sure you like this video, hit that notification bell so you know when new videos are coming out. Make sure you comment, just please comment. And also, I've said this before, you can message us on Instagram if you have anything you want to talk about, give us any ideas what you'd like to see us chat about. We love interacting with everyone. We wouldn't be here without you guys, so please, we really appreciate the support. And guess what? Until the next episode, you all know collecting is the way. Later.
Bye, everybody.